I didn't realize they each had their little dance, their intro dance, which is very important. Details matter. I love them all. But yes, no, Puerto Rico's been competing hard with that. Really, that game 1 3-point win against Colombia, when you look now, huge. Because with the win tonight, they clinched that second place. So, and then another big 17-point win against Mexico. This team plays really hard. And they are big, and they play bigger than, like, you look at their number 5, Pamela Rosado, she is listed at 5'4". She plays like a 6-footer. Like, I would be annoyed if she was around me. So that's how they play. And I'm looking forward to seeing them get out here and compete hard.
And then in a second, we're not going to be able to hear each other because Chile will take the floor for the last time here in group play. And it is really loud in here as we look at Team Chile. Amy, this is their 10th AmeriCup experience, but they haven't been here in almost 10 years, and they're back after a decade. They finished 8th back in 2015, but what a showing here for them tonight. They haven't won a game. It's been losses to USA, Mexico, and Colombia, but you've seen some glimpses of young stardom from this squad.
Yeah, and look at them each coming out one by one, just taking it in, having the opportunity to wear your country's name across your chest is one thing, but then to do it in front of your friends and your family sitting right here in the stands is truly a special moment. And listen, I know they haven't won a game yet, but they've been playing pretty hard. This is a federation that is trying to get back to their golden era, and they are taking steps in the right direction. So this group, maybe they keep them together for quite a while. Average age just under 24 years old.
And I mentioned that year, 2015, an important one. You talk about that golden era. It's the last time they were here at AmeriCup, but it's also the last time they played Team Puerto Rico. Now, Puerto Rico won back then, but this is a brand new team on both sides, and so they've only played each other that one time, and so here we are, a rematch. We'll get a chance to hear both nations' national anthems, and we'll be right back with some basketball action.
Nos mantenemos de pie con respeto para escuchar el himno nacional de Chile.
really get a glimpse at the national pride here in Chile as during the national anthem, every single time that this team has taken the floor, they've gone a cappella. The whole arena sings along with them. What a special moment here in Santiago.
Oh, they love their hoops, but it hasn't just been when their home countries played. What I've really loved is, especially, I wonder if they're younger teams, boys and girls show up, and they've been watching all the games, taking in all the great hoops.
And here's the third team of the night, the 3 referees being represented by all over the Americas. Diego Chinconada from Brazil, and then we got 2 Fernandez brothers. Not really brothers, but Juan Fernandez from Argentina. He's the crew chief, along with Roberto Fernandez from Costa Rica. Been so impressed with the referees along with the play here so far in this tournament. And this is the last game here in group play. Here's Chile's starting lineup. It'll be Campos, who runs the ship for this team. A really young, smart, feisty group, all led by this man right here, Christian Santander, the head coach at the helm for this home squad. As we head over to the other side, we take a look at the starting lineup for Puerto Rico. A lot of familiar faces if you've been watching Puerto Rico. They're down 1 starter in Tyra Melendez. She rolled her ankle late in yesterday's game. She's not playing today. You see her in the red tracksuit there with her team clapping on. Get a look at the head coach of Puerto Rico, Gregardo Batista, and he's opted to have Melendez rest this one in hopes that she's able to come back and later on when the knockout round starts on Friday.
Well, Puerto Rico has been utilizing their second unit quite a bit. They like to play fast and tough, and so it's just a matter of next person up. I'm really, for me, all eyes on that point guard matchup with Campos and San Antonio, another super quick and fiery guard, head of the snake, point of attack, however you want to say it. I'm looking forward to a big-time battle between those two. Again, play very big women.
Yeah, Puerto Rico is, one of the most improved teams over the last decade, winning 4 straight Centro Basket Women's Championships, including the most recent in 2024, and coming off 2 consecutive Olympic appearances where most of the roster concerns. 10 of the players from that Olympic roster in 2024 are on the court will be on the court for Puerto Rico. Not all 10 of them on right now. In fact, if you look close enough, you'll see some Olympic tattoos, the Olympic rings on a lot of the girls that you see in the white jerseys right there. So Puerto Rico in white, Chile in the red jerseys, as we get ready to tip off the final game of group play here in Santiago, Chile.
Not quite.
Well, call me a liar then. We'll go back to our bench. We'll get everything set once again. Amy, this Puerto Rican team has been so strong. Yeah, they got to fix the net to start. We want everything to be perfect. We talked about how we love watching the refs. We love watching the players. And if we're going to have the best of the best, we want to make the nets the best of the best, too.
And whoever caught that, you want to talk about detail-oriented. Somebody caught that on the rim, and that you appreciate, too.
Yeah, I definitely can't see it from my angle here. The crowd still loving it. They're still ready to go, but now we got a ladder out on the court and gonna fix that little net before we get started. Look, I talked about Puerto Rico, so let's continue. Puerto Rico is averaging 11 offensive boards right now and 10 second chance points. Amy, the height of these teams, Puerto Rico, a little bit of a height advantage, and so I'm assuming a key of emphasis for this Chile team is to keep them off of the old boards and get moving. You've talked a lot about what smaller teams can do to try and take advantage and use that to their advantage. That's play really quick. So I think we're going to see really 2 different types of style with these 2 teams. If you can take a look over, we're looking at the timeout or the huddle here for Chile, but the Puerto Rican bench going crazy. They like the crowd just as much.
That's how you use something to your advantage as well, because that crowd is not going to be cheering for them here in a couple of minutes, but they've been having a really good time with it. And you were supposed to do that, right? You're supposed to appreciate the moment and suck it all in.
Yeah, the crowd has been really fun here. You mentioned it, not even just when Chile's playing, but all the way. The mascots have been really fun too. They're a wild bunch, and they're here for 4 games a day too, so that's 10-hour days for them. And they're just birds. We're gonna have bird food here.
I don't know what I would do if nobody could tell it was me. You have to have a lot of discipline to keep that mascot job. Anyways, let's play ball.
Puerto Rico with the first possession, and the crowd already cheering on the home Chile. The first possession of this one, there's gonna be a foul to number 7, Catalina Perez, which will send, hey, the star player, and this is someone we haven't spoken about yet, and she deserves some speaking of. This is Arela Gurantes, and she has been phenomenal for this Puerto Rican team, averaging just over 19 points a game and 7 rebounds. She exploded in the last game with 31 points, 12 rebounds, 56% from the field.
One of the few women here at the FIBA Americas that has WNBA experience with the Los Angeles Sparks, Seattle, and was just in training camp with Chicago. So she has played at a very high level for a little bit now, to say the least.
Ojeda, a nice pass down low, finds Campos, and Campos puts the first bucket in for the home team. I mean, they're in red. They're actually not the home team, but they're the home team.
I don't think anyone's going to call you out on that one.
Hollingshed misses the 3, and it's Campos who taps it to her teammate. She's on the run now in the open court. Chile looking to play with numbers, doesn't have them. Back out to Campos. Campos uses the screen, kicks it out from the corner. That one a little short, and it's Gurantes who comes down with it. She crosses half court. Trinity San Antonio looking to make some space of her own, kicks it in. India Pagan goes up, a nice spin move there, but doesn't get it to fall. She will go to the foul line for 2. And Puerto Rico building a house now at the foul line with, you know, we're only a minute and a half into the game.
Yeah, and so discipline in late shot situations is going to be big for Chile. They do an excellent job of really trying to stay in front, and they hustle, and they'll switch screens a lot and try to force you away from the rim, but size can really wear you down. And so you have to be excellent for that full 24 seconds potentially to earn your stops tonight.
Chile back on the offensive. Perez turns the corner, dishes out. San Antonio's there for the steal, but loses her balance, so she loses the ball too, because Chile's there to scoop it up. You look into Sanchez. Skips to Ojeda. Ojeda up, off the glass, no good. Hollingshed there to clean it up.
2 good looks for Ojeda to open it up. Not able to complete the possessions, but she's an aggressive scorer.
Brianna Jones to Pagan. Pagan from 3, doesn't even think about it, Amy. The center of Puerto Rico showing that she's got some range. Chile looking to answer. They have range of their own. Not on that one, but Perez pulls down the 3. Campos looking for another one. Sanchez, another offensive rebound. They're going to try for a 3rd time. Cousinho, there's the answer. 3rd time's a charm from the perimeter.
Cousinho's a really nice shooter from long range. I like that her teammates, they found her the ball wide open on the perimeter, and you lose shooters when you can't get the offensive glass, when you can't get the defensive glass at times. It's easy to lose those shooters on the perimeter.
Durantos into Pagan. Pagan, footwork on display, puts another bucket in for Team Puerto Rico. Cousinho fresh off the 3. Chile swings it around. Perez drives, dishes. Cousinho back to the basket. Turn around. She's hot.
She made it harder on herself. She had the baseline, came back middle for a little extra oomph, but she's pumped up right now. 5 points early for Cousinho.
Durantos drives. picks up her dribble, finds Brianna Jones up top. Jones trying to silence the crowd, and she does just that with a big three, her second of the evening.
And Puerto Rico's come out with a whole lot of composure. It would be really easy to lose yourself a little bit with this crowd and this noise, and you can feel the vibrations and the shaking. Listen to this, right? But they've come out with some solid offensive possessions and finishes.
Puerto Rico leads the way early, 12-7. That's an offensive rebound called on number 12, Constanza Cardenas. Looked like she might have been using her body a little bit too much, too aggressively up top. You can get away with a lot more down low on the perimeter right in front of the ref. She got called for that one. Durantez finds it right at the elbow. Nobody steps up, and she likes that shot.
Yeah, that was a little too easy for her if you're Chile. The issue is if you body up on her, she's really explosive too, so she's a tough guard.
Cousiño, can she do it again? The crowd erupts, and it's an early 2 threes and an extra bucket for Cousiño. San Antonio finds Pagan cutting, and that's a way to break the defense right there. She found her sleeping.
Well, if Campos is going to put that much pressure on San Antonio, that back line has to be prepared to rotate. There's got to be the second rotation because her check stepped up to help out on San Antonio.
Sanchez answers with a bucket of her own. It's a back and forth game. Just 4 points separates these teams as San Antonio gets downhill for Puerto Rico. Pagan tries for the offensive glass, but it's Chile going left or right to left on your screen. They thought there was contact. Sanchez puts it in anyway. The starting lineup for this Team Chile is having themselves a quarter. Chile shooting 50% from the field right now. It feels like 100. San Antonio trying to add some to her. Just short.
And the two makes have allowed Chile to get back and play set defense. They're not getting burned in transition.
Puerto Rico makes that one look real easy. Both teams now shooting over 60% from the field.
San Antonio got the back door there.
Ojeda to Perez, back out to Ojeda. That one way off the mark, and Hollingshed reaches to the sky to pull that one out. The steal from Chile gets them going in transition. It's 3-on-3. Sanchez finds the opening. A block by Puerto Rico as they come the other way. Here's San Antonio now, pulls up for a real quick shot. She doesn't need time, Amy. That one's good, and it forces the timeout called by Chile.
I've really enjoyed San Antonio's game. She's a elite competitor. We saw her, again, burn Campos on the backdoor cut. Next possession, boom, knocks down a wide open three. And I understand that Chile thought they got hit. I thought it was a good no call because I thought Sanchez got a little too far under the rim and probably got blocked more from the rim than the defender. But you still got to get back and defend. And leaving San Antonio wide open in transition, that's a tough one.
Pagan está ocupando bien los espacios. Necesitamos que la que está con ella era Connie, ahora va a ser Cata. Expanda su zona de responsabilidad. Si no, está siempre sola. Vamos 4 bajo, vamos a sacar tiradora 4 bajo. Y tratemos de no cambiar entre el 1-3. Porque Javiera nos queda con Guirante. Hasta ahora no se dieron cuenta, pero se la van a dar interior. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3,
Chile! We got to eavesdrop in on the Chilean huddle. And the whole world is eavesdropping in on Chilean's offense right now as they are red hot. 50% from the field, 66% from 2. A big part of their offense right now is this woman right here, Cousiño, with 8 early points for Barbara Cousiño. Chile on the offense once again. Cousiño uses the screen. Shot clock winding down. Another screen, she gets around, dishes back out. Lubicic, it's the first time we're seeing her today, and she is a great shooter, Amy, put on the spot there as she checks in on the end of the shot clock to chuck one up, and it's nowhere close.
Yeah, she's a high percentage, high clip shooter, but a good, decent set shot. That was a tough one at the end of the shot clock, contested.
Jones dishes in to Solis. Way over the rim, and Chile with the rebound. Campos looking to calm things down. Sets up a play, they look inside, knocked away. Able to keep possession. They find Campos in the corner, drives baseline. It's knocked out of her hands, still hasn't touched the rim. She throws it up, no good, and it's cleared by Puerto Rico. Rosado in transition, kicks out. Benitez likes this opening. No good, but the offensive rebound is good, and put back in for 2 points by Denise Solis.
Solis just stays with the play, stays with the ball. Chile got caught not boxing out, ball watching a little bit.
Abu Reyes now up top. Lubicic to Ojeda. Ojeda down the left-hand lane, takes the bump from Brianna Jones. And she'll go to the line now for the first time this evening.
We call those stabilizing plays. It's only an 8-point game, but Puerto Rico has went on a little bit of a run, and Chile's had a hard time scoring, and so that's a great drive. You just get to the free throw line, you hope you make them, but you calm your team down just a little bit. You expect that from O'Hara.
Ojeda knocks down the first, having herself quite the tournament, averaging just under 8 points a game and 5 rebounds. Now, a little undersized for a big, but she plays big, like you've said of a lot of players on this Chilean squad. Llorentes being guarded real close by Lubicic. It's knocked out of bounds. It'll stay with Puerto Rico. We're under 2 minutes of play here in the first quarter. Jones to Rosado. Rosado from 3. Off the mark, the offensive rebound by Puerto Rico. They'll have another shot at it. And look at that, Solis is met at the rim. And we talked about Ojeda and how she plays so big. And there she is on the defensive end, showing that she can get the stops and the blocks as well.
I love her game because she just comes up with the big plays at big moments. We've seen it so many times from her team. Played 2 years at a community college in Kansas. Played 2 more years at Virginia Commonwealth, 22 years old. So she's seasoned, played at different schools all over the world.
Lubicic into Sanchez. Sanchez kicks it out, the extra pass, right back. But looking at the shot clock, she has to pull up from 3. That one just off the mark, but I know that felt good leaving her hand as Puerto Rico looks to gain on their lead right now. We see an opening. Benitez up and under, no good. Rosado, the smallest player on the court, grabs that one, but steps out of bounds in the process.
And Kelsey, the first couple possessions, it looked like Chile may be in a little bit of trouble in terms of, you mentioned Puerto Rico living at the free throw line. Well, Chile's got a little tougher around the rim now with their defense down low. That's a much better job staying disciplined to challenge.
That 3 way long for Lubicic. And Puerto Rico looks to take advantage of their own. Benitez, a 3 of her own, shows her how it's done. And Puerto Rico takes a 25-16 lead as the clock ticks down in this first quarter. Cousiño looks to answer that one. A little bit to the right, it bounces over, and that'll be out of bounds. Cousiño's allowed a heat check. She's had a pretty good first quarter.
She does have a green light on possessions like that. Maybe you'd like to see a little bit more ball movement and free her up. But you're also, I mean, Puerto Rico doesn't spend too much energy on that defensive stop. You want to drain something from them.
Hollingshed. That one no good. Rosado sees the clock, goes up. Wanted the foul call there. She's not going to get it. That's the end of the first quarter. She looks at the ref.
I don't think you're going to change their minds.
25-16, Puerto Rico leads the way over Chile, and what a quarter it has been offensively for these teams. Puerto Rico specifically, 47% from the field, 37.5% from the three-point line.
Both teams shooting a nice percentage. Puerto Rico has 4 more attempts at the rim. That's always a good way. I mean, even if you're not shooting well, if you have more opportunities, it helps you out quite a bit. But they're both nice high percentages, and that's what you want, right? You want to see buckets go through, shot making, and if Chile hit maybe 1 or 2 more of those, closer game, but still 11 points. They're at their best when they're zipping that ball around. Need a little more pressure there, and Ariella going through the screen on her probably make you pay. The big try to step up and show help.
You know who did help that time? Benitez with the answer 3, because that woman right there, and Barbara Cosina, was unstoppable in that one. She leads scoring for Team Chile with 8 points. On the other end for Puerto Rico, they got a couple tied. 4 points, or 9 points, excuse me. India Pagan has 9 points, and then behind her, Trinity San Antonio and Arel Llorentes both have 4 points each. A real team scoring for Puerto Rico for Puerto Rico so far in their 25 first quarter points. 4 points off turnovers, 5 of those in fast break. And although those shooting percentages are high from 3, 8 of those 4 buckets have been in the paint. Make sure you download the Courtside 1891 app, where you can watch live streams, extended highlights, and stay up to date with the world of international basketball. It only gets better from here. We move into the knockout round here at the FIBA Women's AmeriCup in Santiago, Chile, where unfortunately you won't see this home team here. But who you will see is the team in white, Puerto Rico. And this game matters, Amy, in terms of seeding for this team. So there's not going to be a minute they take off.
Absolutely not. And it doesn't matter what the score is. You want to feel good going into the medals or the out of the pool play into the playoff, if you will. You want to feel good about it. You want to be confident. You want to demonstrate your ability to execute as a unit.
And they'll look to execute the baseline play, but great defense by Barbara Cosino, and the rest of the Chilean defenders force the 5-second call, and they're going to have a chance now.
That's one of the best types of stops you can get in this game, is those 5-second calls.
Cosino looking for her own. She's double teamed, knocked out of bounds by Benitez. And it'll go back towards Puerto Rico.
Converting on the 5-second calls make them even better. Now you really got to work to sit down and get a stop.
Here's Benitez to Llorentes. Llorentes tries to tie it up, but it comes to the stronger Chile on that play. Lubicic uses the Sanchez screen, but no good from deep.
Yeah, she's trying to heat up for her team because that's someone who knows her capabilities. But again, I think she can get higher quality shots. They just move the ball around and find her on offense.
Well, I know, and sometimes as a shooter, Amy, you look for that three-point shot, but you want to see it go in once. So you want to get to the hole and look for a high percentage shot, get that in, see it go through, and then you can work your way back out. And those threes, I mean, the more you get to the basket too, the more the defense is going to have to work and then eventually open up those shots.
It'll come.
Ojeda from the three. Looked good from this angle, but just a bit short. Puerto Rico down with the board. Pulls up from the elbow. That's a shot she can make all day. Rolls around this time, and it's Chile on the move. Sanchez, Casino. Casino rejects. Benitez with the help defense, just a step too late, and she nicks Casino as she goes up, and Casino now has a chance to hit double digits in scoring early on in this game.
Another player has come out really aggressive for her team, and it's been fruitful for her. I mean, her team needs this, right? These possessions, you talk about them, either team scoring almost 2 minutes here into the quarter, so nice strong attack getting to the free throw line. They play college basketball at Utah State and then went down to Barry University in South Florida and then continued to go south, very south, down home, back home to Chile. I didn't realize there was so much more south after Florida, to be honest. I knew there was South America, but this is really far.
We're at the bottom of the world here in Santiago, Chile.
But feels like the top of the world in this gym. It really does.
Trinity San Antonio. When Puerto Rico needs something done, that is who they go to, and she's been a spark plug for this team in all 4 games, or 3.5 games so far in this tournament. And Casino has been the spark plug for Chile. Can't convert on that one. Rosado uses the screen, kicks it out. There's San Antonio once again. The bench was up. They wanted that one back-to-back for Trinity San Antonio.
Chile got lucky giving her that same shot, same spot on the next possession.
Chile drives. Ojeda finds the open man in the middle. Sanchez skips out. The three just off the mark for Andar. Here's Rosado. Trying to make something happen for this Puerto Rican team. And Benitez back to Rosado. Rosado right back to Benitez. She likes it from deep. That was an NBA 3 for Benitez. Lights out for Jacqueline Benitez. She's got 6.
Feet were set, but your mind's got to be ready to let that fly too.
Alarcon off the mark. Trinity San Antonio. Benitez, can she do it again? The hot hand remains hot. That would make me call a timeout too. 9 points for Jacqueline Benitez. They've all been from beyond the arc.
Because Chile, I would say this, there's a difference between available shots, taking the shots that are available versus working for the shots that you want. Are their shots terrible? No. Do I think that they could probably grind out and find better ones? Yeah, because the ones that have missed have turned into runouts and right now transition threes.
And we'll go inside the timeout and see if coach agrees.
Viven en gran parte de las transiciones. Nos obligan a abrirnos. Tenemos que resignarnos a volver con congestión. Es parte del juego, pero sin retroceso no hay ni congestión ni volver abierto. Tengo que volver bien, porque además lo más importante es que acá hubo tiros buenos. Hay tiros que no hay que ir al rebote imposible y que hay que ganar tiempo. Vamos a entrar jugando el básico, vamos a verticalizar y vamos a volver mejor. Dale, dale, dale.
We're getting a look at Puerto Rico just raining in threes thanks to this woman right here. She went back-to-back. One was deep, and this one from the corner. Jacqueline Benitez, 9 points. She forced that timeout as Chile looks to regroup on the defensive end. 34-18, and it'll be their chance to regroup on the offense first. And like Amy said, look for the best shot available for this Chilean squad on their last time playing in front of the home crowd here in the FIBA Women's AmeriCup. Ojeda to Perez. Perez, 1 against 2, almost had it. It's knocked kind of at her after that rebound, and Puerto Rico will take this one baseline. Chile showing a full court press now, looking to make it difficult for Puerto Rico. San Antonio, so quick, so crafty, tries to make the press, just can't get it through the hoop, but almost gets the steal there. It's going to be called a kick ball, and so it'll be Chile on the sideline.
I like Chile's intention to get into the paint out of the timeout on offense on their previous possession. It's unfortunate for them that they didn't finish the shot, but maybe looking for a little more options on offense in terms of touching the paint. We'll see what they set up, but they look like they're a little more controlled right now in terms of their spacing.
And look at that spacing right there. A wide open bucket for Chile. Amanda Giuno. Must have Amy in her ear. She finds a lot of space under the bucket. Giuno. Hands off. Here's Perez now. Little 1 against 3 there. She'll win this battle because it'll stay with her. Didn't touch the rim. So just 8 seconds on the clock. Something to be aware of. And there's a strong, nice hands, a strong take, but even better hands.
Oh, actually, I think she did get her on the wrist.
We love having the angles afterwards. A scramble for the ball, and it's tied up. Possession arrow will stay. And because of that, it looks like it's 0.5 on the shot clock. It'll get reset to 14.
And very lucky break for Chile, and really, this is one of those possessions. You got to convert it. You've had so many opportunities, and you're doing the right things, just not finishing it off. Finish this one off. Not perfect opportunity to set something up.
There's a shot clock violation. Puerto Rico now in control of the offensive end. Chile, very tight defense, not going to give anything easy to this Puerto Rican team. Velez tries to kick it in, hand in the passing lane there by Chile. They're in the fast break. Perez waits for her team to set up, comes off the screen, dishes out. A big three-pointer, that's off the mark. An offensive rebound for the team in red, and San Antonio will be charged with that foul as it's knocked out of bounds.
Those 50-50 balls, Chile really giving themselves a chance here to stay in the fight by winning some of the 50-50 balls. If I've learned anything this week about this crowd, if you're hustling and playing hard, they will support you through this entire game, and it's a 14-point game. But they love when their team gets after it like that.
Giuno. Looking for the two-man game. Dishes off. A long, long three in that one. Not even close for Andor. Just over 4 minutes to go, and Puerto Rico has got their leading scorer back into the game. Number 22, Arella Guarentes. This time, they dish it in to the center down low, India Pagan, and she adds to her total of the night. Perez up top to Sanchez. Sanchez, a quick early three off the glass, no good. Now here's San Antonio into Guarentes, and she's got one of her own, a big three.
What a shot. Off the misses, and you're running back in transition. When the offense is dry, just understanding who's out there, where they're going, where they want to catch the ball, and what they can do from those spots. She can let that fly.
Endor uses the screen, finds an opening. That one's to the right. A lot of one-and-dones when you have Puerto Rico playing defense, such a good rebounding team.
A lot of threes.
Pagan raining another three. We said it. Every one of these players is so good from the perimeter, 1 through 5, and there's your 5, splashing it down. That's her second of the evening. Giuno passes it in, knocked it out of bounds by Brianna Jones. Jones, a really underrated defender in this one. You talk about the eye test, and this is one of the players that just looks like a basketball player. She's strong, and just built like an ox. And there she is, knocking the ball out of bounds there. It starts with her good hands, and it's gonna finish with Girantes on the other end. Can't get it to finish as she hits the deck. And now it's Chile coming the other way. Cousinho has checked back in for Chile. She pulls up from deep. It's short. Giuno tried her full effort to get that one in, but Puerto Rico is going to look to calm things down as Hollingshed comes back in.
Yeah, the second quarter score 17-4. And if you were looking only at the second quarter box, I would almost guarantee that the three-point attempts are close to the same. The difference is one team is making almost all of them and one team is missing almost all of them, it feels like. And so all of a sudden a 22-point game. And now if you watch Chile, you start to wonder, are they going to intentionally just start running a team off the line? Boom, they go inside.
Velez tries to find her teammate. One too many passes on that one. And it's knocked right out of bounds. To Amy's point, the three-pointers right now, 14-19. And after the first quarter, 10-8. So really similar, that percentage just way off as Puerto Rico's been hot from the perimeter so far in this one. They've got the 22-point lead. Chile looking to chip away. Ramirez off the glass, and that's one way to do it. A high percentage shot in the fast break.
Off of a stop, too. They had numbers, and see if you can grind on another one. You look at this last minute and 40 seconds. Can Chile win the last minute 40 seconds here? That would be a great start for them.
There's a foul there on Campos as San Antonio puts on the Jets and zooms by her. A minute and 30 left to go in the second quarter.
Not a terrible foul to take, because with San Antonio being so quick, she really can get your defense out of rotation. As you go look at got the bounce on the home rims off the layup there, off the stop. Nice transition for Chile, but yeah, Campos took the foul because San Antonio was about to get that whole defense out of rotation, and so now you have the opportunity to sit down and try to grind out a stop this way.
Hollingshed to Guarentes. She pulls up from the three. And there's the answer. She's been great from three, and she's shown frustration now at the rim as she wants the foul. This time she said, I don't need the foul, I'll do this myself.
Contested, too.
Lubicic looks for the answer. Great rebound, offensive rebound, and she gets another chance. That one, no good. It's knocked out of bounds. Ramirez almost had it, but San Antonio, like I said, is so pesky on the defensive end, has her hands on the ball everywhere. No one can get away from her.
She's feisty.
5 seconds, Ramirez puts it up. It goes through the net, nothing but net. Crowd erupts. We're under a minute now. Guarentes pulls up from three, same spot, different outcome, but the offensive rebound is going to remain with Puerto Rico now. Great hustle there by Roma to keep it alive.
Yeah, and just interesting enough, if you watch, it looks like Puerto Rico's getting frustrated. A lot of chatter with the officials, and this is where you let your game do the talking. You have a 21-point lead. Can you extend that? Play through what you contact.
Correntes, open underneath. Can't get that one. And a save there by Campos. Chile makes their way back up. Here's Campos up top. Finds a cutting Ramirez. Ramirez out to Casino. Casino drives, goes up. Hits a wall. Dishes to Ramirez, no good. Hollingshed finally puts an end to that possession. Puerto Rico now will have the last shot. San Antonio setting the team, taking their time. Uses the Roma screen. Up and under, off the glass. It would have been good if it went.
Well, that's an excellent read from Puerto Rico, flipping and twisting the screen because Campos fought through the first one. It's really hard to fight through that second screen, and that's where the advantage was created. So I know the bucket didn't go, but they gave themselves a great look, just simply making a read.
At the end of the half, 45-24, and it's that three-point percentage that Amy was talking about that's what jumps out at you.
Yeah, and Chile has taken 5 more attempts too. Some of those shots maybe hold a little bit farther into the clock. The Puerto Rico's also doing, I mean, Chile's done a nice job on the boards considering just the size discrepancy. They're battling hard. It's not that they're not battling.
We'll have an opportunity to take a look at some of the highlights from that second quarter. And I know we're in for a whole lot of threes.
I was going to say, threes from Puerto Rico off of great ball movement. That was the first one. Oh, there's Benitez in front of her home bench. Quick passing, extra one down to the corner. Look at them find each other in transition and then getting into the pocket of the shooter as well. It's so beautiful, that shot. Where's he a couple times? Wow, look at the range on that one. Look how far. Catch and shoot, uses that little bend to kind of gear up. Long range, you need a little bit more legs.
Yeah, Benitez was ice hot from the perimeter. The Puerto Rico lit it up from down low as well. As you see, Correntes join the three-point club. Pagan already part of the club, and she's just gonna keep adding to her membership.
There's a nice finish there from Chile, but really had a tough time scoring in that second quarter, and it was very lopsided because Puerto Rico, not a tough time at all scoring in that fourth quarter. They were just on fire, and if you're Chile, you take a deep breath, thankful. Maybe Puerto Rico cools off a little bit at halftime. Again, they're playing hard. Still, I think 21 points, you're in fighting distance still. Not over yet.
Yeah, that second quarter score, just 20-8 in favor of Puerto Rico as they take the 45-24 lead over the home nation, Chile, in front of a packed Chilean crowd. We'll be back after a quick break for more action.
Education, health, justice. We sometimes take these simple things for granted. They're not common for all of us. We are all born on the same planet, but not with the same opportunities.
Whatever our gender, color, belief, or capability, we are one. We are all on the same team. Let's convince those who never thought they would do it that they can. We can. Together, we are stronger. No matter your origin, basketball can bring everyone together. Basketball for good.
Inside, Dantes watched by Batista. One-on-one action, Dantes fading away. Pure. Dantes at the nail, being hounded by Heel, puts it up and in. Lopez got it off in time. Banks it in.
Martinez, quick first step. Off the screen, 2 on the clock. Puts it up from 3. And right at the buzzer of the shot clock. What a shot.
It's Lopez to Valentina Lopez. She's blocked by Ojeda. What a rejection. And Hawkins again colliding. And Hawkins smiling, thinking that Jones took a liberty there. But needs it for 3 at the horn. Gigantes, good up fake. Gigantes, oh, what a rejection by Ramos, excuse me.
And that's her second of the night.
And on the other end, stops and pops. That's a difficult shot. Elise, good find. Oh, Cardoso said no. What a rejection. Killer Cam.
4 seconds to go for the Lobos. Got to put it up. Find some space. Goes up. That one's good. And Mungo charged with the foul on that. Villalobos, what a way to kick off the 4th quarter. Bucket for Argentina to push the lead.
That is unbelievable. These guys will be legends in their own countries, but also in the international basketball world.
Welcome back to the FIBA Women's AmeriCup 2025 here in Santiago, Chile. We're mid-game between Chile and Puerto Rico. We'll take a look at Chile's leading scorer, Barbara Casino. She's got 10 points, including 2 back-to-back three-pointers.
8 of those coming in the first quarter. She came out with a lot of intention offensively. She was hot and aggressive. The second quarter was just tough for everybody on Chile, but 10 points, and they're gonna need just as much, if not more, of that in the second half. But she plays with a lot of intensity and fire and passion as well. And I'd like to see her heat up a little bit, because single-handedly she can really get the crowd back. I mean, she's very reactive to her makes, as she should be. She works very hard for her buckets.
I mean, look, we talked about this, the three-point percentage for this team, shooting under 10% from the 3, but if Barbara Crucinia has anything to do about, or has anything to say about that, she'll make the difference here in the second half, as she's caught fire from the perimeter. You see her 2 threes.
In fact, the only 2 makes for Chile have been from her. I mean, shot 0 for 11 from long range in that second quarter, and that to me is why we have a 21-point game right here. Then on the other end, it's a layup, but make no mistake, the story has not been Puerto Rico's layups. The story has been, I think anyways, Puerto Rico coming out in that second quarter, 9 for 16 from long range right now, but 6 for 8 from long range in the second quarter. Pagan certainly helped with that, 2 for 2 at 14 points, but when you're perfect from the field, you score.
Yeah, I mean, she's perfect from the field. She's perfect from the free throw line. She's had a pretty perfect game so far in this first half.
And there's been a shift in the starting lineup, with Melendez not available for Puerto Rico, and for them to come out and look smooth. They looked fine with it. That's a sign of a good, poised, experienced basketball team right there.
Yeah, what impressed me so much with Pagan in that first half was how she was able to score. We're talking about the perfection that she showed from the field in terms of scoring, but she hit the threes. She had a couple open layups. She had the reverse layup. She's just been really impressive to watch so far. She's one of those players, Amy, that I said, if you look real close, you can see the Olympic tattoo, and I think that goes to show. She's got the Olympic rings tattooed on her leg. Part of that squad that went to the Olympics back in 2024,
and not for the faint-hearted, that one. Not in the Olympics, you are battling, and something that you obviously care for the rest of your life. But listen, it comes up every 4 years, and these FIBA America tournaments, these qualifying tournaments, World Cup tournaments, they all matter in a big way. And so that's why you will see compete. You'll see compete for the entire second half. The Chile, again, another program that is really working to get back to the top. And they've got a strong start because they have a group of young women that are playing hard. And to me, like, that's the number one thing. You can teach strategy, you can get in the gym and work on your skill set, become a knockdown three-point shooter. All those things matter. But the foundation, you got to want to do it. You got to play hard and play with passion, and you certainly see that from the Chilean squad.
Yeah, we've seen 10 teams here in Santiago, Chile that have had that passion, had that fire, had that drive. Today will be the last game, or this game actually is the last game of the group play. So this is the last time we'll see Chile, as their 3 losses before this have put them out of contention to move forward to the next round. And you look at the standings for Group B right now, USA stamped their way forward, and they are going to be number 1. They have not lost a game so far. And then as it sits right this second, Colombia's in second, Puerto Rico third, and Mexico fourth. A win today could change things for Puerto Rico if they're able to hold on against Chile. And then Group A, again, locked in, and Brazil stamped their shot at it. They're in the number 1 spot alongside USA in number 1, and then Canada 2, Argentina 3, and Dominican 4. And we say goodbye to El Salvador with their 4th and final loss.
They were a fun team too. Extremely aggressive, play very hard with a lot of passion, and a country and an organization that is building for the future. If you're Chile, I think you got to put a push on right here. See what you can get out to a quick run or something to start the second half, but also just win the second half for, I'll say it again, a country that is growing, that is trying to get back to higher heights. Win the second half. This is great experience and a great opportunity for this group of young women.
We'll head into the Chilean timeout and see how they're being motivated for this second half push.
Defender, o sea, volver defendiendo y jugar en ataque sin tanto dribbling. Vamos, vamos.
Player you see right there is Barbara Cosino, the leading scorer of this Chilean team. She's been hot from all over the floor, and she leads that team in scoring with 10 points. Amy said it, the only one to shoot or to hit the threes, as they took a lot in that second quarter, but just could not connect.
Chile's going to start on the defensive end, and as much as we all know they need to score and they need to find some fire and try to get on a little run, I kind of like when you start on defense. Snap back into some kind of compete level mentality, set a tone, do it on the defensive end. You see Campos right now talking with her players, and she's going to have to orchestrate a lot of offense in the second half and be really intentional about their shot profile and selection.
Puerto Rico back to their starters. And Chile matches them. Llorentes looks for the nice backdoor lob there to Hollingshed, and Hollingshed uses her height, uses her length, and puts that one in, rolls it right into the hoop.
Yeah, Maya's a relatively quiet game. I mean, because her team has been hitting threes, but in the first 3 games, averaging 10, 7, and 2 for her Puerto Rican squad.
We wanted them to get hyped on the defensive end, Amy, but an and one will do it on the offensive end as Chile goes up strong, and Sanchez will go to the line for a potential 3-point play. Puerto Rico looking to extend their lead, and that's who can do it for you. This time it's off the mark for Arella Gurantes.
If you're Chile, you go, finally a miss from long range. I don't think you want to play with it too much. Don't dare them to take them, but you certainly appreciate when they don't fall after that. 6 for 8 from 3 in the second quarter.
We're looking to take advantage of that stop. Casino just a bit long on her 3. Jones over to San Antonio, back to Jones. She uses the screen, pulls up for a long 2, off the mark. Chile now working a little slower than they did in the first half. Casino over to Campos. San Antonio always in the passing lane. Campos waves off her teammates, wants to go one-on-one, but Hollingshed is fine with that as she swipes it out of bounds.
Campos, an exchange up top, got the switch, but Hollingshed did a brilliant job of gapping and giving her so much space. She knows she can recover with length, and so Campos is smarter with her shot selection.
Casino chucks it up, no good. San Antonio to Hollingshed. Hollingshed, she wants to be part of the club herself. Can't get admission this time. Casino makes her way down, kicks it out. Perez looking for a 3 of her own. The crowd wanted that one, Amy.
That's what I say. They love this team, and they're going to cheer for them the entire way. And they know you got to start hitting some buckets, getting some buckets. It's not out. It's not over yet. But at some point, you got to dig into this 21-point lead.
Sanchez trying to do just that. Ojeda puts up 3, no good. Campos, she wanted that one, but it's going to be a foul called on Sanchez.
Coach, I'm with you. I was watching Campos fight in the corner for the rebound and almost had possession, so it's an unlucky break for Chile.
San Antonio to Jones. Back to Hollingshed. Hollingshed thought about it. This time she'll take it. Welcome to the club, Maya Hollingshed from 3.
She'll be the 6th player for Puerto Rico to connect from long range in this game, and they're also making a statement for that next round. You're stretching defense right now. Whatever opponent you draw is going to have to defend long range, all 5 on the floor.
Ojeda with the answer. That one's worth 2. But hopefully can spark something for this Chilean offense as they head back on defense now. And get the stop. String together some stops and scores. And here's Campos looking to get the score. Good ball movement. Sanchez finds herself under the hoop and kind of blocked by the rim.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. She didn't have anybody in front of her. Pagan was on her back.
Hollingshed. San Antonio turns the corner. It's going to be an offensive foul, excuse me, that time on Trinity San Antonio. We'll get another look at the foul here. Yeah, kind of held on to Campos's arm a little too long as she made her way around the screen.
Campos has been playing with so much pressure on San Antonio, and it's high risk, high reward. A couple times San Antonio's absolutely blown by her, but then there's been some other possessions where it's caused some problems for San Antonio.
Sanchez drives baseline, gets past Pagan, looks up, sees the opening, can't connect. And a one-and-done defensive rebound for Puerto Rico. Maya Hollingshed asking the team to hurry up and get in pace. She wants to move in the fast break. Pagan is fine with the set play and makes the jumper.
Why not? And she has been excellent from the field tonight. Sees that open. It's that elbow, free throw line jumper. That's a great position for post players.
Yeah, she's got 16 points already here against Chile, as Chile looks to answer. Shot clock winding down. Ojeda, real long, hits nothing but the baseline. There's some substitutions in for both teams. Chile will welcome in Catalina Ramirez, as well as Amanda Giuno. Hollingshed will take a seat for Puerto Rico. And Denise Solis will check back into the game, as well as Jacqueline Benitez. Benitez, one of those players who caught fire from deep and real deep in that second quarter. So Chile gonna have to keep an eye on her. Rosario, short. Just an unlucky bounce there for Chile as they had the rebound but just couldn't hold on to it.
And Benitez, I thought she actually really ignited the team. She was the one that got them going. She hit a couple and then never looked back, but her team followed her. Shot making often is contagious.
Quirantes, short. Giuno, she's got some speed to her. Get going in the fast break, gets it into Ojeda. Ojeda shares it right back. That one no good for Perez. Rosado leading the team. Benitez has the ball up top. She can shoot from half court, so defense has to go out with her. She tries one from deep, off the mark. Perez with the board. Now she's looking to get things going. She's moving fast down the court. Kicks it to Casino, right behind her. Casino, she had the hot hand. It's starting to cool off for Chile. Here's Rosado, looking to turn the corner. Great defense by Chile. Pagan. Wow, what a tough finish for India. Pagan, 18 points, and they've come in every which way, Amy. That time it was with a whole lot of contact.
Yeah, still making the buckets through contact. To your point, and one, she's still perfect from the field. And that time with her post move, she was going away from the rim, kind of getting bodied away from the rim. So to turn around and finish that off the glass, that's the one she misses, right?
You jinxed her.
The free throw. The free throw. That's all right. What an excellent shift in effort.
She'll take a seat on the bench, punished for missing that free throw.
Yeah.
Just kidding. She's had a really spectacular game, and Maya Hollingshed checks back in. Rosado up to the red-hot Benitez. Cooling off herself. That one is off the mark to the left. There's a timeout called on the floor. Chile wants to regroup. We'll regroup real quick, too, as we'll head into the timeout to hear exactly what Coach Christian Santander says to his team.
Hemos mejorado muchas cosas defensivas. Hemos mejorado eso, está muy bien. necesitamos seleccionar. Nosotros queremos vivir de los tiros de 3 puntos, pero también tenemos que ser inteligentes. Si 1, 2, 3, 4 seguidos no entran de distintas jugadoras, para ver si podemos verticalizar desde el 1 contra 1 o desde un pick and roll, sin abusarnos del dribbling. Necesitamos combinar todo eso. Hacemos 4 completa hasta el pique España. 4 con el pique España. Dale, vamos.
Chile is all hustle and heart, and you see it on display here. But it's Puerto Rico that leads by 26 points, the largest lead so far of the night.
But you saw that effort, the 50-50 balls. You got to look at Coach Santander there for Chile, and that's the stuff that makes a coach proud. And he's very invested in this community. He holds monthly camps for players based here in Chile. That he's investing into this country, wants to see, a former with the men's team too, by the way, but really invested, wants to see this program take steps forward, and understanding that starts from the grassroots level.
And like I said, this team hasn't been in the AmeriCup since 2015. And so here they are, 10 years later. A little extra chippiness between both squads as Perez pleading her case to Hollingshed as they go back and forth there. The ref in between. I don't mind a little passion, Amy.
You know what? This is as fired up as we've seen, but Ganeo got underneath Hollingshed in transition, and actually there was a first bump, and look at the tangle up there with the arms. A little chatter. A little chatter.
Both teams will go to their respective benches for a quick regroup, and you see Coach Santander now pleading his case with the referee. I think he's asking for some type of review, saying maybe the jersey was pulled a bit there, and we saw the replay.
I think he's saying that the offensive player clamped the defense. I do think there was too much pressure. I thought Ganeo used her body initially illegally to get even that close. So whether there was a clamp or not, I think she illegally guarded in the open court, in my very humble opinion. But you're gonna fight for your team, especially when your players are playing hard.
You got to.
You have to. And
yeah, there's no review there because no official asked for the review, and you can't review you know, certain things, but it'll be Puerto Rico, a step back, no good, just short. And so that right there kind of ignites the crowd, because a stop, you know, just almost as good as a bucket here as Pamela Rosado takes out her contact. Are you a contact wearer?
Thank goodness no. I could never.
I don't know if I could do that.
I can't touch anything around my eyes, and I give a lot of players credit when they just pop them back in like that. Play ball. But listen, now you gave this crowd a little something extra, a little game within the game, a little chippiness, and I think you can get a little loud here.
Do you know? She wants this one, a little redemption. She pokes it back in, but it's picked up by Hollingshed. Going the other way, Benitez. Back up top. Uses the screen. Girantes calls the foul. You see Coach Santander wants the offensive foul, but that's going to be a block and 2 shots for Aurela Girantes.
Chile's plays, their defense is so feisty. They are, you know, you talk about attacking on offense, they attack on defense. They really get after it. And listen, that means you're gonna get dinged for some fouls when you play that style. And I think you almost have to expect it. You want to make sure you're smart with it. But what you don't want to do is tell your players to pull it back.
I always said there was a switch, right? And it's on, off, and if you're thinking about a light switch, you can't take the light switch and balance it right in the middle. And so you get the passion or you don't.
Yeah.
Substitution in. San Antonio checks back into the game for Puerto Rico.
You know I'm going to go home and try to put the light switch in the middle now, right? Yeah, that sounds like a challenge.
For everyone at home, we're just going to have everyone turning on and off their lights.
Yeah, trying to.
Lubicic up and under, off the backboard, knocked out of bounds, back to Puerto Rico's way. And Chile has really cooled off since that first quarter on offense. Just 4 points in the quarter right now.
I really feel for Lubicic because she has had some great scoring output games and she's just unable to connect tonight. And speaking of connecting,
yeah, Benitez has been able to connect.
She's got beautiful form on her shot. It really is textbook.
Yeah, she's been absolutely red hot for Team Puerto Rico.
28 years old is Benitez, and great college career, 2 years at Siena. Defensive Player of the Year, by the way, a three-point shooter, but won the Metro Atlantic, by the way, the MAC, the other MAC, there's two MACs. She won the MAC Defensive Player of the Year, and then transferred James Madison University, where she was a 2 times all-conference player. So success wherever she finds herself.
Trinity's San Antonio almost jumped too high to grab that rebound. Surprise when she catches it at her hip.
I wish I knew what that felt like.
Trust me.
Almost jumped too high. Now, I never had that positive problem. I never had that.
Problem I wished I had as well, as Brianna Jones scoops that one. Just cannot connect. Chile makes their way the other direction. Ojeda finds herself open at the free throw line. And a hard box by Jones there. Is able to grab the rebound as we are under 1 minute left to go in the third quarter. Benitez has got 12 points. Rosado now with both contacts, you can see now she's gonna join that three-point club. Everybody hitting from three.
Yeah, 7 players now connecting. It's been a brilliant long-range night for the Puerto Ricans, and some of them, yep, some of them wide open, but you give them credit. Some of them were just tough shots. When you're feeling it, you're feeling it.
Yeah, and you know, whoever's got them coming up in the bracket next in the knockout round on Friday is watching this game thinking, oh my goodness, what do we have in store? And it's probably not a zone defense.
There's a lot of pressure on your offense when you're playing Puerto Rico to make buckets.
Here we go, Giuno, the fast break bucket right at the buzzer. Gives this team 6 points in the quarter. What a way to finish, and it's about momentum. Hopefully they carry that momentum into the fourth quarter. It's 62-30, but you wouldn't guess that if you looked at the crowd right now here in Santiago, Chile, cheering on this Chilean crowd. And Amy, you mentioned the three-point percentage going into the third, and I mean, same story as we enter the final frame.
Doing the quick math, Puerto Rico is plus 30 from the three-point line, and the difference in this game is 32. And so if your long ball is not falling, can you find other ways to score? But Chile has had 4 more attempts at the three-point line, so they are continuing to look for those shots and take those looks. Just not falling. That's the game right there.
I mean, we talked a whole lot about Puerto Rico's offense, which is being led by India Pagan. You can see it right there with 18 points, and Benitez lighting it up from the three. But if you look at their defense as well, Amy, they've allowed 16 in the first quarter, 8, and then 6. So every quarter getting tighter and tighter, not allowing Chile to get any points really up on the board. Just 3 field goals in that last quarter. So hats off to their offense, but their defense deserves a little shout out as well.
Yes, a lot of it. And while it seems, you get the feel that Chile is settled for some shots, because they're getting worn down a little bit. Passing lanes, driving lanes that they would like to take just simply aren't there because of the defensive effort. So the Puerto Rican team is so important against them that your offensive possessions are good. Your shot profile is what you want, and dead ball turnovers, because the last thing that an opponent wants against Puerto Rico is for that team to start catching fire from long range. Anything can happen in these FIBA Americas. This Puerto Rican team is showing an ability with the balanced long range.
The final 10 minutes of the game, the final 10 minutes of group play, and unfortunately the final 10 minutes that Chile has to play here at the FIBA Women's AmeriCup in their home country. Ljubičić just short.
But she's hit that shot how many times this past week? Just not having a good night in terms of shooting, but she really is an excellent option and threat from long range, and certainly want to continue to feed her those looks.
Yeah, I mean, she has 0 points here tonight as Brianna Jones rains another 3 in for Puerto Rico, but Ljubičić had an explosive game against Mexico, 24 points for her in that one. So just a frustrating night for her this evening here against Puerto Rico. Brianna Jones, just like I said, she's just a hooper.
Yeah, it's fun to watch, no doubt.
She reflects that one out of bounds. So a couple substitutions in for both teams. It'll be Chile ball on the baseline as Casino checks back in for Chile.
But Brianna Jones, back to her. I mean, she started all 3 games in Paris. So she wasn't just along for the ride. She's out there competing, and you mentioned it. You walk in and she's a baller. She's tough. You get why. You've got to play like that if you're competing in Olympic Games. And she's been representing her country at the highest of levels and around the world, by the way. Pro player in Turkey, China, Germany, Mexico, Colombia, and then home at Puerto Rico. So we talked about it earlier in another game. I hope you collect trinkets. There'd be some pretty cool ones.
If she doesn't, she's collect stamps on her passport for sure. And another one of those players that's got the Olympic rings tatted on her. It's like a Where's Waldo sort of, as Casino checks back in and immediately makes an impact. But when I watch this Puerto Rican team, Amy, it's a Where's Waldo on where they all have it tattooed, because I think a lot of them do.
9 or 10 of them.
Yeah.
They're probably a team thing. I get it, though. I have an uncle who was an Olympic rower, and he has his rings.
I want that.
I know.
I don't think I'll have it.
You can't just go get it. I know.
I'm just a fan of the Olympics.
Okay. Be a good story to tell, that's for sure.
There's Brianna Jones with a real tough grown woman rebound down there to set things up on the offensive end for Puerto Rico as they continue their red-hot offense. Shooting over 50% from the three-point line. Trinity San Antonio kicks it out. Roma tries to put that up, but it's a shot clock violation, and there's the toughness, the no-quit from Chile's defense right there as they force that turnover.
Yeah, shot clock violations, so the 5-second count and shot clock violations to me are like the 2 best types of defensive stops. I understand everyone likes big blocks or the steals and all that. I think the violations, because it's saying we're not letting you get what you want. We're not letting you score. We're smothering you. You can't even get a shot off.
And now 5 seconds on the clock, and they're going to try and get a shot clock violation of their own, but Casino says no. She can't connect. But a good shot from her nonetheless as she claps her hands at herself in frustration. She's got 12 on the night, the leading scorer of this team. Puerto Rico with this win, if the score stays the way it is, we'll have a tough Argentina team to face up against in the first round on Friday. And Amy, as I say that, another 3 rains in, this time for Angelica Velez. And not only a 3, but a chance at a 4-point play.
She's wanting to join that party, no doubt, for her team. Geez, look at the handle, the quick little bounce, rise and fire. I love when players use that bounce to really self-create and get into rhythm. You see so many shooters at the professional level now. That's such a high percentage shot. It's a rhythm shot, and even through a little bit of contact. So now that mark makes 8 players. 8 players for Puerto Rico have connected from long range today. And none of them, by the way, have been Hail Marys or bad shots or lucky shots. They've all been like good, legit looks.
There's a good, legit look from the corner for Chile. Just cannot connect. And now back to Benitez, who likes those good open looks herself. Again, just a bit short, but Roma there for the offensive rebound. Scooped up by Lubicic. She's in the open court. She had wide eyes as she approached the rim. Could not get that one to go. And as we were saying, if the game ends with this result right now, 69-32 for Puerto Rico, they'll face Argentina on Friday. Argentina has had quite the tournament, Amy. They've lost to just Brazil, and Canada came out on top of Dominican Republic and El Salvador.
Yeah, that will be an interesting matchup. Argentina, another super experienced and connected team we've seen here. And they started off those 2 losses. They played 2 really tough teams. 21-point loss to Brazil, but if you go back and watch it, they just didn't play well, and they looked so frustrated at the end of that game, like wanting to run it back right away. And they might get their chance. They are going to certainly work for it. And then the same thing, just ran into a tough Team Canada, but there is something there if that Argentina team is healthy, and they are going to have to fight and defend like there's no tomorrow, because there will not be here at the AmeriCups in that matchup with Puerto Rico.
Yeah, you mentioned if healthy, because one of their starters, Augustina Burani, did injure her knee in that game. Yeah, in that game against the Dominican Republic. She's averaging just under 5 rebounds per game. One of the big bodies that they use so well.
Yeah, especially if you go watch her against USA, or not USA, sorry, Brazil and Canada, those 2 Pool A teams. She's so valuable. It doesn't, if you look at her stat line, it doesn't look like much. That team with her on the floor is different. She's so tough. She knows how to defend inside with the big bodies. She's also a capable 3-point shooter. And so we will find out very soon if she's going to be available. But even without her, this Argentina team has a lot of fight and experience, led by an incredible guard in Melissa Guerrero. So Puerto Rico certainly wants to maintain this type of momentum, and in particular from long range going into that matchup. That is going to be an excellent battle.
And we'll get back to this battle here as we approach the halfway mark of the 4th quarter. A steal for Puerto Rico out of that timeout. San Antonio to Hollingshed. They look inside to Roma. Roma turn around, no good. Here's Lubicic, looked for her shot. Decides to pass. Campos right back to Lubicic. She likes the look this time, and I don't blame her. There's a big 3 from Giovanna Lubicic.
And she glanced up to that ceiling for just a second and said, thank you. Sometimes the basketball gods are cruel, because those are the shots, some of those shots she's been getting. And had she been hitting a couple of those earlier, maybe this game looked a little bit different. We'll never know. But good shooters have to keep taking those shots. You have to keep shooting the ball.
Now it'll be Sophia Roma who will go to the line for 2 after staying tough with that foul. She hasn't scored yet today, but just played a little under 8 minutes in this one, so looking to gain experience here as she hits the floor for Team Puerto Rico.
Yeah, Roma played some college ball at Duke. Had 8 blocks in a single game.
Oh my gosh.
At Robert Morris. Yeah. I'm sure they quieted the crowd down there quite a bit too. 8 blocks. Stay away from the paint. My gosh.
Yeah, she's a part of that 2024 Olympic squad. So the Where's Waldo for the Olympic rings on her. And you know something cool about her is she actually works in real estate in New York now.
Okay, so you think she's tough. Now you know she's tough. You do real estate in New York. Talk about compete level.
In New York City.
High risk, high reward. I could never. That's incredible. Very cool. She also transferred to Wagner, second in the NEC in rebounds per game. So in the 2015-16. So this is a really cool story.
That just goes to show her toughness even more. Rebounding is not for the faint of heart. Another three-pointer by Benitez will force the final timeout by Team Chile as they head for their last huddle of the tournament. And no reason for hung heads in that huddle, Amy. 35 points here tonight, but what a tournament they have had so far in this one. They don't come out with a win.
Yeah, just didn't hit shots tonight, right? It's tough to win these games if you can't hit shots, but yeah, and not just in this game. 4 games of really solid effort from start to end. You look around and these seats are filled. This country loves basketball. They love their hoops and they're so proud of their team. And you'd hope their team, those young women, that group is also proud of their country. They've been incredible hosts.
They have, and I mean, that first game against the USA, not the welcome they wanted to this tournament, but they fought hard against Mexico, their closest game there, and that one was so fun. The fans have had fun at each one, but the last game against Colombia, now here against Puerto Rico. I hope they've had fun too, because they've been putting on a show for us, but more importantly, these Chilean fans that they're going to cheer until the last buzzer here.
Yeah, and their team will play hard for 3.5 minutes. And you still have something to accomplish. What is it? What coach wants? What's important to you right now? Look at that. That's a beautiful paint touch kick out 3. You watch that on film, I call those the IKEA sets. It's everything but the finish. When you order something from IKEA, it's wonderful. You love it. You get everything, but it's just not done yet. You got to finish it. And play like that is a perfect example. You watch it on film and you say, this is really good execution. You generated a good shot.
Here's Rosado from 3. That one no good, and Cousinho, the leading scorer of this one, with the rebound. Lubicic, she wanted that shot again, and I don't blame her. Here's Cousinho, looking to make something happen. Drives, spins, tries to go under the defender. And again, that fight does not stop. Goes for the rebound, and it's a little bit of extra sauce down there. The foul will go to Cousinho. No extra foul, just a little chatter, and it'll be Puerto Rico ball.
Yeah, if you're Puerto Rico, listen, you don't want to pull back, compete, but you got a big game coming up. So finish the same thing. You execute. Move on.
Velez. Wheeling and dealing, likes that spot. Pulls up for the long 2.
Off the bounce again. That's where that's her comfort zone.
It is, and she's got the quick release to do it. Lubicic once again. She wants that 3. It's off the mark. Looked good from this angle. And now Puerto Rico in the fast break, but point guard Pamela Rosado, she'll slow it down and get it to the hot hand. Benitez. Big rebound there by Sanchez. Campos drives, 1 versus 2. Can't get it to go, but she will go to the line for 2 free throws. And Campos been a fairly good free throw shooter. This will be her first trip to the line this game.
Another incredible story here for the Chilean team. If you watch this team, you know, you can tell by the way that she runs the show and communicates. She's one of the best. She's a leader. She's 22 years old, and she's been playing on this national team since she's 13 years old. And so she's probably going to be playing on this national team for another 10 plus years, right? I mean, and so that's what this is about too, right? Like she's building for all of that, not just one game.
You want another fun fact? Because I'm just in everyone's LinkedIn profiles lately.
I do.
In orthodontic school right now.
Oh. See, that's special. Cool. That is very cool. I mean,
you gotta be smart to do that.
Her teammates probably extra kind. Nothing like free braces.
Right? No, seriously.
I know, I'm not kidding. I'm not kidding. And if you have kids, maybe she really likes you.
Lubicic will check out of the game. What a tournament for her. We mentioned it. She had that 24-point performance against Mexico. And a big bucket there. Casino continues to be red hot for this Chilean team. Approaching the minute mark. Velez. Ball on a string. The scoop no good, and that foul is going to go to number 25, Denise Solis for Puerto Rico.
Yeah, hustle to the end. You have to respect it. Right to the bitter end.
1 minute, 5 seconds. Chile, an opportunity to ignite the crowd just a few more times here in Santiago.
And by the way, nobody's getting up and leaving.
Not one person.
It's awesome. It's incredible. And I mean, it's the middle of the weeknight, I believe. I've lost track of my days, but I don't think it's the weekend.
Perez from the corner. That one just off the mark. Is Rosado down with it. This should be one of the last possessions here for Puerto Rico on the offensive end. Velez uses the screen, and there's going to be a foul called on Campos. Shot clock resets to 14. It'll be Puerto Rico ball on the sideline. And this is an opportunity here. What's your saying? Sharpen your axe.
Sharpen your axe.
On a play here.
Yep.
And I don't know if you can hear it at home, but there's Chile chants with 27 seconds left to go. And I think that speaks to what Amy was saying at the passion and the support they have from this home crowd.
Look at Coach getting his players in. A final message. Wants to get something done. 27 seconds left in this FIBA AmeriCup appearance. That tells me that Team Chile is on a mission. They've got places to go. And you don't waste 27 seconds. I love that, to see that from Coach.
One last substitution gives a chance for Sanchez to get her applause, and for Giuno to hit the floor for one more possession. There's a 3-second difference, Amy, between the shot clock and the game clock. So one last offensive possession for Chile. Of course, unless they get an offensive rebound, but this will be the last one here for the red jerseys, and it's Giuno, kicks it out to Casino. Casino drives and dishes. Perez up top, Ojeda. Right back to Perez. 3 seconds, she's got to put it up. That would have been fun. It's just off the mark, and Puerto Rico will dribble it out. So to finish this one at the buzzer, wow. If you look at the crowds, they're making their way because they all want pictures as Chile comes off. A lot of the players have been doing selfies, but at the buzzer, this one, Puerto Rico, 75, Chile, 38. That's the end of Chile's run here in Santiago. Puerto Rico, they're out of pool play, and they move on to the quarterfinals as they'll take on Argentina. on Friday.
Yeah, this is one of those games where the shooting percentages absolutely just tell the story of a game. And Chile held really tough on the boards in that first half. Your assist numbers aren't going to be high if you're not making buckets, and so none of those numbers really surprise you. But if you're Puerto Rico, you're really proud of the way you came out and executed and really hung tough until your shots started falling. And as soon as they started falling, they never really went cold. They had players contributing at such a high level as the team gives thanks to the crowd, who has been phenomenal for them this entire event.
Now let's set the stage for the quarterfinals that begin July 4th, this Friday. As I said, Puerto Rico will take on Argentina. So they'll have the day off to go get set for their matchup against Argentina. Brazil, the reigning champs, will take on Mexico. And over in the other end, it's USA. Or it's Canada taking on Colombia. And the USA taking on the Dominican Republic. So that's the 4 quarterfinal matchups. It's the last time we'll see Team Chile, as they're all smiles, and they should be, Amy. Like we said, what a showing, and you gotta love the support that you see from the Chilean crowd here. You're gonna look at them after they take their post-game picture. These women represented their country so well. I love the smiles.
Yeah, you usually see the team that wins take that picture, but this was a win. This entire event, this entire experience, it was a win. But most importantly, you take it and you grow, and you continue to strive to be the program that you want. So it's been awesome to watch that team compete in front of their family and friends, which, by the way, not always an easy thing to do when you're at home. And you appreciate it, you love it. It's certainly better to be at home, but it comes with a different type of expectations. You get a look at a lot of the fourth quarter buckets. Again, the threes. I mean, it was the theme of the night. What an incredible 15 for 33, 46% from long range for Puerto Rico. Almost everybody who played connected from long range, and I don't know if they take practice or shooting tomorrow, but I imagine they'll get a lot of shots up, that's for sure.
Yeah, I mean, I called it a three-point club for this team because I thought there would be security at the front, but that door was wide open and everyone was allowed in today.
Yeah, it was like, what do they call them, under 18, when it's just packed.
Everyone, come on in. You're all welcome here.
It's a party.
Chile had a few of their own. Casino with a couple there. As you see, Campos dish to Lubicic for her only 3 of the evening, but it was one that ignited Team Chile to get a few stops on the other end, and then of course Puerto Rico putting the stamp and the exclamation mark on it with a couple more Benitez threes.
Yeah, why not? Why not? Put them on the tab. She was incredible tonight. Wow, I mean, so many players were. It's hard to just pick out one. This was a great team, well-balanced win for Puerto Rican.
At the end of this one, Rico 75, Chile 38. We'll be back Friday. We have tomorrow off, but like I said, quarterfinals happening July 4th, Friday. It'll be USA in the #1 spot and Brazil taking the #1 spot on the other side. It's going to be an exciting one for myself, Kelsey Ray Johnson, and my partner, Amy Audibert. Thank you for tuning in. Have yourself a great July 3rd, and we'll see you right back here for quarterfinal action.
love all you family.